So 1, 2, yes. All right, we are here standing at the Muse Gallery. It is 15:53.43. What did I have for breakfast this morning? I had a lovely bacon roll. I'm not going to invade my own privacy any further than that. What, you, yellow? Oh, no. All right, say something, mate. Oh, fucking hell.
I had fish.
That must have been a mouse on that one before.
I had fish.
All right, just keep your voice down, mate, because we
I
can't
still
afford
had
to lose
fish.
any more mics.
I had a very quiet fish.
Greg's broken since today already,
I had an almost silent fish.
1, 2, 3, hello. My name is Isis, and blah, 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 blah.
Ah.
Hi, Justine. I wanted to talk to you and Iona because I, by chance, got another email from the Bush, and they're having some, world premiere, brilliant, award-winning this, that, and the other. So I was thinking, hi there. Very well. Yes, I got your email, but yeah, hi. Sorry, we're running late, and we've got to get ready in 4 minutes, but lovely to see you. Justine, remind me, talk to me about it. I'll try and send it to you during the show.
Talk to me.
Well, I just think you should kind of deal with them, get, if there's some fabulous star, get them down to the show, you go in.
Turn my body over, birds were fluttering outside, slightest breeze was passing by.
basically, we are going to crack on and start the show. And when the first tune, which is Good Luck by the City, comes on, we can chat. Mate, 1 2 1 2 testing. Are we all good?
Portobello Radio.
Yes, we may be an internet radio station, Portobello Radio, but you can just ask Alexa.
Yeah, you certainly can. Google any kind of digital device, man. You can find us.
Tell
Welcome
your friends.
aboard.
Welcome
Yay!
aboard. Portobello Radio, it's Friday, it's 4 o'clock. It must be the Portobello Radio show. We've got a packed show.
We have, haven't we?
The market's thriving.
Despite a little bit of rain, it's actually buzzing out there, man.
Our colleague Isis isn't here, but I'm here, Piers Thompson.
Yeah, and I'm here, Greg Weir, and indeed we've got another Greg in the house, but we'll introduce him later on.
In a minute, we have news of Rabina's funeral,
Yay.
which people have been clamouring for. We've got
Absolutely.
fantastic guests. We're going to be talking about Don Drummond. We're going to be talking... We're going to be talking to Nick Burton from Grenfell Health and Wellbeing.
Brilliant.
We got Rachel Darcy.
Amazing.
We got Greg, who's going to be
Another
who's
Greg,
going to be talking
yeah.
about the
Not this
Westway
one,
and the
but that one.
towpath next Wednesday on Captain Eric's Boat.
I love this. Brilliant. Absolutely
And
superb.
Capella is going to finish the show by talking to your mate from Break for Love.
No way. Not
What's
Eric
it
Dial. Wicked. Absolutely
It's-
wicked. We love that
it's a
guy.
hell
We
of a-
love that guy.
It's a good life.
It certainly is. Always on portobelloradio.com.
Be a man, I'm a take on me.
Yeah, that is Good Life by Inner City, and that goes out to everyone who was at Mark Griffiths' funeral up there at Kensal Green on Wednesday.
What a lovely tune. Takes me back.
It was a beautiful day. We all went to the parlour afterwards, and thank you to the parlour. Do you know what? The one thing I will say, we're at this wake, and everyone's drinking Guinness, because that's the way we roll.
Of course.
Before you did Gen Z with your hit the G, bro, and all that.
Yeah.
But
a lot of G's in the house. I like G being mentioned a huge amount of times.
yeah,
It's good.
anyway,
Yes.
they poured all the Guinness wrong, so the second pour was poured towards the bartender rather than towards the customer.
I mean, you're getting quite pedantic on this, but yeah, I get it.
No,
I get
we
it,
go to the Irish Cultural Centre every week,
Yeah.
every month, and we know exactly how it rolls.
We certainly do. So was the
Anyway,
Guinness good?
apart from that, it's not perfect because they got the pour wrong.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Anyway. Oh, well. Still, what about the second pint in? You didn't care anyway.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Shall we
Anyway,
stop talking
Mark,
about alcohol?
Mark, rest in eternal peace.
Yeah, what a lovely way to send him off. That was terrific. Absolutely terrific.
You're saying that because Lent is coming up, which means Carnival's coming up.
Come on, Carnivale. Yeah.
So next week we will have a Carnival special interspersed only with some incredibly intellectual Czech graphic designs. So
which is quite bizarre,
put
but
that
I
in
like
your
this.
diary.
Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it. I love it. Absolutely. What a lovely concoction. I like that. Czech design to Trinidad Carnival.
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely
Anyway,
amazing.
we have been bemoaning the fact that we felt that we were the only people doing anything, Greg.
Well, true.
we
But,
started
you know,
to
when
moan.
we started bemoaning, I hate that word, but yeah, when we started bemoaning.
Just moaning.
All right, just moaning. Exactly. That's better for me. You're right. It was like a mill pond out there as far as things were concerned.
And
Then
suddenly-
all of a sudden, it's like an earthquake. It's like a
And you know-
tsunami of events sort of
Old
happening.
friend of this show, Captain Eric Ellman, who's got the barge down there.
Yeah, I remember.
By,
him.
is it Alfred Road?
Yeah.
Where the curve of the Westway overhangs
Yeah.
the towpath.
We used to call that the dog toilet because there's a
Right.
bit of sand that never grows any grass there, and everybody who walks a dog would go down there and let their dogs poo and wee.
Well,
there.
you know what? There
Yeah.
is some antisocial behaviour down there. There has been
There
for a little
for about
while.
40 years, yeah.
No, but it's cranked up. We have a man
Oh, yeah,
who
that's
is
where
going
s-
to be
some-
talking
Yeah.
at Eric's festival. It's
Uh-huh.
a well-being, political, social festival. It's on the boat down there on the Westway by Westbourne Park Tube.
Amazing.
And we've got the man who's giving the talk about the Westway and the towpath, Greg Cowan. Another Greg in the house.
Yay, big up
Greg,
Greg.
welcome to the show.
Thank you.
That was a very long-winded way, but you tell us first about Eric's festival on the barge, which he's got a barge on the canal and he doesn't mess about. He's always doing something.
It's called Your Canal Boat,
Right.
and the website is yourcanalboat.com.
Yeah.
And Eric's been doing stuff for several years since the pandemic, actually. I've been working with him since then. We've done something down at Mary Seacole Park, near the Kensal Rise Association of Boaters. You were just talking about the cemetery there. And this one is about the towpath and the future of the Westway. So carnivalists especially will know about the Westway, how it had a big impact in the 70s, early 70s. Most people around here will know that the canal's been there since the 18th century,
19th
right at the end of the very end of the 18th. There was an act passed, and it was built around the turn of the century, and then the railway came, and then they connected the railway with the canal. So this Westway, which is from the 70s, has this very interesting overlap with the canal. And as you say, it's been a bit of a eyesore point. And but there's some great stuff along the canal, like the Meanwhile Gardens and the Jerry's Pompeii. And there's going to be these people doing all sorts of African drumming and walks and Chinese acupuncture. And there's a little talk on Wednesday morning to try and get the policy people together and talk about what's the future for the Westway. And I'm going to introduce it.
Oh, brilliant.
Isis is in the house. Welcome, Sister Isis.
Yay, she'll be set up.
You'll be in Sarah Walcott's detention, I think, with all this late time
Probably,
keeping.
all of these wicked children.
Greg, so you're actually giving this talk.
I'm introducing a group of local people. We're inviting people from the borough, from Westminster, hopefully people from Kensington, Chelsea. Westminster has done a scheme to tidy up the towpath and to do something to kind of improve that area, but we would really love to get more of a permanent boaters home there under the Westway. It's traditionally it's always continuous cruises, and we feel if there was traders and if there were people who had a bit more of a presence there regularly, it would cut down that antisocial nature and make people feel more comfortable along the towing path.
So a bit like sort of Warwick Avenue, where they do, the Regent's Canal at Warwick Avenue, where they have permanent moorings and they have cafe boats and all the rest of it. Something like that.
That's right. Yeah, Little Venice is known for that kind of gentrified boater life, and then we would love to see that kind of belonging come to Notting Hill as well.
Belonging without the gentrification.
Maybe, that's right.
Yeah, you know that one. There's like a mooring policy along most of the canal that you can only stay there for a couple of days before you've got to move on.
No, it's 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks? All right, yeah.
That's right, yes.
It is interesting, but for people who haven't been down the canal recently, back in the day, there were the regular moorings, and there weren't that many what you would call casual moorings, people on the 2 week moorings.
Yeah.
But, since cost of living crisis, since the austerity occasioned by George Osborne, our mate up in whatever it is, St Quentin's, that more and more people are on boats, for all sorts of reasons. And now you go down and those short-term moorings are like double parked.
Yeah.
Quite a long way down.
Well, that's where my boat is at the moment, down by Harrow Road, and I'm double moored with a couple who have been around on the canal for a long time. They're living very simple life, moving around on the boat. They've moved over from East London, and then people have to decide whether they want to kind of go up and down the cut here on the west side, or head over to the Lee River, or go out towards Rickmansworth. And so that's the sort of thing I do. But I was actually on a fixed mooring until 2000. Pandemic, my mooring fees went right up, so I moved to continuous cruising lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's some of the people we'll see.
That sounds really romantic, to be honest. But
what a pain in the bum.
Is it? Yeah, is it?
What, the mooring fee is going up is romantic?
No, I was thinking this idea, I'm a sucker for those people who go on walks around the edge of London. They're always walking up and down the Lee River, and there's loads of people on boats, and they're kind of doing little gorilla this and gorilla that, and planting, or tidying things up, and it's it does sound romantic, but also
what, in the freezing cold?
Last week was -1.
Exactly.
And you've got to get rid of your poo, and there's there are issues.
It's romantic from May to September, and then it's not romantic.
Must be romantic on Friday.
Because then you've got the beautiful, the weather's kind of cool, and when it gets hot, obviously it would be cool, but not at this time of year.
I've done a bit of boating myself,
have you,
and
Gregsy?
although you say it's not so romantic during those colder months, I kind of loved it, I must confess. It gets a lot quieter on the water.
I'd rather slit my own throat.
Oh, really? And although it is blinking freezing and very damp, there's loads of wildlife and that right outside your window. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the wildlife is cool, but it's just a cold, man. It's just
Stephen Howie would like to say something on this debate.
Is he allowed?
He's kind of
Okay, I had a friend who had a houseboat in Camden Lock, and one winter it froze over. So he was
the entire boat?
He was actually sleeping beneath the ice.
Oh, the lock froze over.
Yeah. So in the summer, brilliant. In the winter, not so good.
Yeah, I knew someone with a boat in the now gentrified Brentford, and actually we had some great nights on that boat. But again, in the good weather.
XYZ.
Oh no,
Greg, thank you so much for coming by to talk to us. We could talk about the canal all
and
through.
How's Captain Eric?
He's fine. Yeah, he's very well. He's actually abroad, and he's just checking in on WhatsApp group, and all the people who are doing the talks from Monday to Friday will be carrying on with him, sort of telepresent in Thailand.
Well,
so amazing.
Say hi to him from Portobello Radio.
Well, you would be very welcome to come along on Wednesday face to face if you've got time.
In the cold.
So it's actually going to be very cozy. We've called it On a Cozy Canal Boat. The fire will be on. It's a nice double. It's a wide beam canal boat. It's not my narrow
Captain
boat.
Eric's boat.
It is. It's Mollyana.
I've been on that one.
Or
Yeah,
a
that's a
similar
lovely boat.
Yeah. No, people have seen the videos.
Beautiful.
Lovely boat.
Can people just rock up? Do you have to go on Eventbrite?
We'd like people to check in, just so we've got numbers, because it can get quite tight if we have 50 people show up.
Of course.
We probably want about 20 people or 15 people. Would
how do we check in?
we can go to yourcanalboat.com and just look at
Spawn Park Tube. You go down to the canal. As you hit the canal, you turn right, and it's 200 metres.
That's right. Yep, that's right. You'll see a sign there. I just walked past there. The sign's up now, so you'll see the sign.
Wayfinding.
Fantastico.
Thank you, Greg Cowan.
Oh, amazing, absolutely amazing. Thank you,
Thank you.
Greg.
Did you get a picture of Greg?
Of course I did. Beautiful, it was beautiful. So you should see that up on our social medias in the not too distant future. Amazing, Greg. Very, very good luck with this event. It sounds amazing. And if I'm free on Wednesday, then you will see my pretty face there too.
Look forward to seeing you there.
Wicked.
Okay, cheers.
Absolutely.
Here is a tune written from the tower block that looms over that very spot.
Nice one. Thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
Everybody's sitting round watching television.
Yeah, that of course is London's Burning by The Clash. And you may be interested to hear that opening next Friday up in the West End in one of the exhibition spaces in Flitcroft Street.
Oh, that rings a bell. Where's that?
Yeah, it's around the back of Charing Cross Road. It's around the back of Centre Point. What's that noise?
That'll be music, darling.
Oh, right.
Music to your ears, possibly. Let's hope so. Otherwise, something horrible's gone wrong. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yes, Flitcroft Street. Yeah.
It's in Flitcroft Street. It's the Rock and Roll Public Library.
Ah, it's that thing
which
again.
was originally in the building where the Portable Radio Micro Unit is now.
Where our mini studio is.
Yeah, it's an exhibition of Mick Jones, guitarist in The Clash, is a kind of, to be honest, sociopathic hoarder.
Well, aren't we all of a certain age?
From back in the day.
Yeah, man.
And he has collected this stuff. Includes the fanzine that I used to do back there in 1976.
Oh, my days.
It is full of good stuff.
Doesn't it? It sounds mad.
Anyway,
yeah.
Rock and Roll Library, London's Burning, The Clash. Go wander down the canal and check out Eric's boat. You know, there's loads of crazy stuff. It's not a million miles from... like the Portobello Film Festival.
Yeah,
you know,
okay. Is that kind of vibe?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Just wander down. You may get the one that's really top-notch.
Amazing. Absolutely, mate. Worth checking out. What's the name of the gallery?
Sorry, are we talking about Rock and Roll Public Library? Yeah. It's called somewhere in Flitcroft Street. It's a small street. It's a small street.
Brilliant. I love the R&D department of this radio station. It's just the best, man. Absolutely.
So, ISIS.
Sorry, go for it.
Pretty phenomenal, the R&D.
Yeah, man.
All right, we
bad.
got
Not
a
bad
packed show. Loads of people coming in. We, in addition to ones I already mentioned, I now remember we've got Joy coming in to talk about a couple of exhibitions.
As in Sister Joy?
Yeah, including the exhibition I've been kind of meaning to go now for about 3 months, which is Martin Green's Outlaws show down there in Bermondsey's London Textile Museum or whatever.
Oh yeah, Joy absolutely loves textile. That's her thing.
There you
so
go.
I'm not surprised
She went to
you're
that
doing
one. Where was the one? There was the one. Was it the Serpentine? The one that was all bits threads or something it was called.
Oh
anyway.
no, I think that was the one. Was that the Serpentine? Because she went to one last year that was sounded similar in the Barbican.
No, maybe there's Barbican.
Yeah, there was Barbican.
You
Yeah.
know, all these posh institutions look the same to me. So, Greg, how have you been?
Me, bit stressed, but you know, that's half term for you. It's always a bit like, whoa, mental. But yeah,
But
no,
you
it's
don't
been
have
good.
any little children. So
No,
why is it
but
stressful?
all my staff do, so I get left on my
Oh, I
own as
see,
they all
right.
bugger off and do stuff and leave me to hold both Portobello Radio and Gregory Weir's mending computer business.
Yes, travelling during half term is pretty horrific.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
horrible
pretty-
little
pretty
children
awful.
coughing and.
But anyway, that's over. And spring is nearly with us. It's got much,
it was
much
very
warmer.
springy
So
today,
it's,
wasn't it?
and the sunlight is super bright. So yeah, man, I'm skipping with the joys of spring.
Yeah.
Which is great, absolutely great. Yeah, man. Looking forward to the weeks
And
ahead.
are you
It'll be great.
skipping just on your ordinary vibe, or is that some kind of substance that's got you skipping?
Oh, no. I'm a substance-free zone, essentially. Yeah.
We will be in a
yeah.
minute because, of course, it will be Lent, which comes after.
Yeah, tell me about
Shrove
that
Tuesday,
one.
a
Yeah.
national.
But that's not for a couple of weeks.
10 days.
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
it 10 days?
man,
Because
yeah.
the carnival's next weekend, so it's
That-
after
Yeah.
carnival.
It's
That's
the
Ash Wednesday, isn't it?
Oh,
It's Wednesday
7 and
week.
3, 10,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Yeah, 7
My
and
math's
3,
not
10.
good, yeah.
You can rely on Portobello Radio to have the maths spot on.
It's wicked.
Oh,
It's
Lord of
absolutely
mercy.
wicked.
Lord
We're doing
of
very
mercy.
well this week. We're doing very well.
Aren't we
Hopefully-
proud of ourselves?
Hopefully, original Pandiva Debs will be in the house to tell us all the news about Rabina's funeral. There's been
cool.
a lot of kind of fake news. It all turned out to be more or less right, but
Yeah.
not perfectly
Spot
right. So we're
on.
going to have the spot on info
We're
for you.
going to get it from the source.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and in a moment we are going to be talking to Adam Reeve.
Oh, yeah.
Adam Reeves, sorry, there's more than one of him. Adam Reeves, who has done an extraordinary graphic novel
Oh, good. I like that.
charting the life of Don Drummond. Don Drummond, one of the Scatolites, that legendary band. I have to say, it does say the greatest ska trombonist, and those of us who are old friends of Vin Gordon.
Well, Vin renamed himself Don Drummond Jr., did he not?
Really?
So there was a huge amount of respect for Don Drummond when it came to Vin Gordon. Yeah,
Right.
man. Yeah. I mean, the two are peas in a pod.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Maybe Adam will.
Well, I think
you
they're
know.
old boys of the same school,
Yeah.
which of course is the Alpha Boys School.
Absolutely.
But before
wicked.
then, we'll have a bit of Johnny Cash.
Looking forward to that, I tell you.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Yeah, Johnny Cash, he was a great bloke. We are delighted to welcome to the Muse, and you should come down to the Muse actually, because there's a fantastic show on, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We're delighted to welcome Adam Reeves. Adam, welcome to the show.
Hi, Piers. Thanks for having me.
Now, I mean, it's not everyone who does this. You have instituted a series of graphic, is it graphic biographies? Is that a thing?
It's a serialised graphic novel, so I'm doing it as comic book,
right,
bite-sized chunks, but it's eventually will lead to a full-length graphic novel.
Right.
But it's the comics world. It's narrative with pictures and
it's the life.
Bubbles.
It's the life of Don Drummond, the trombone man. You've called him Scar's fallen genius. There may be people out there who don't 100% know who Don Drummond is. Do you want to just give us a quick?
Don Drummond was the trombonist in the Scatolites. The Scatolites were the house band at Studio One. They backed everyone who's anyone from the 60s in ska, including Bob Marley, Ken Booth, Desmond Dekker, Toots and the Maytals, etc. But they also used to record their own kind of ska jazz instrumentals, which is what lots of people are like particularly obsessed by, that side of it. So he was their trombonist. He had major mental health issues, and that's kind of a big part of why I wrote the story.
So this is a 7-part series. I'm looking at number 1 in front of me, and this actually only goes as far as when he went to school. Now, in a minute, we'll talk about the school he went to, because he was definitely not the only alumnus of that school to make a big mark in ska and reggae. But what happened? I mean, what happened in his early life to fill the whole part 1?
Well, there's 2 prologues as well, so we do some time jumping in part 1. But, well, actually, we don't know much about what happened before he turned up at this school, the famous Alpha Boys School.
Yeah.
So I kind of wrote a narrative based on what might have happened up until that point. So the book doesn't claim to be absolutely like this happened and this happened. So up until we have sort of like some scant information, plus we know about what happened to other children around that time and what led them to go to the school. So I kind of just wrote essentially a fantasy about what.
So it's like 7 killings, maybe, like that.
A little bit, yeah. And I've thrown in lots of magic realism. But so it starts with, I mean, we know that he ended up at the Alpha Boys School, which is run by Roman Catholic nuns, and had this music department, which, well, I've written a book about the school as well.
Yeah, which I've also got from it. Just let the people at home, give them a list of the people who went to the Alpha Boys School and learnt through their music department.
Well, 4 of the Scatolites, so Don Drummond, Johnny Moore, Lester Sterling, and who's the other one? Gone blank. Tommy McCook.
Yeah.
Rico Rodriguez.
Rico.
Let's hear it for Rico, West Londoner. Trombone. Rico was mentored by Don Drummond at Alpha Boys School. Vin Gordon, another famous trombonist. So Rico, Don Drummond and Vin are like the 3 kind of heavyweight trombonists who came out of the school. But there was some non-reggae, non-ska musicians as well, like Joe Harriott. Famous.
Don't know him, but...
Okay, well, he came to the UK in the 50s and 60s. sax player. He pretty much invented free jazz about 5 years before Nat Coleman.
Oh, right. I think he's a chapter in Lloyd Bradley's book, Sounds of London.
Yeah, he's mentioned. He's mentioned it. You also got Tantan. You know Tantan.
Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie Tantan.
Played for Gaz for a long time.
Played with Gaz. Played on the Beatles. Got to Get You Into My Life. That's Ed, the only session musician to play on a Beatles record to get a credit on the sleeve.
That was Eddie's 80th birthday.
Not even Eric Clapton got a credit on a Beatles record. So anyway, Don Drummond, he ends up at this school aged about 13 after kind of getting caught for skipping his previous school, getting into trouble, getting picked up by the police a few times. So I created some scenes of him kind of getting into all sorts of mischief in a kind of atmospheric 1940s back streets of Kingston. And it's got...
Paint a quick picture of those streets.
Well, lots of zinc.
Is that what was making the money for Jamaica in those days?
No, well, it would have been aluminium, bauxite. Yeah, so...
It wasn't actually making any money for Jamaica. It was making money for England.
Yeah.
It was colonising it and extracting everything.
I stand corrected there, obviously.
Just be clear there.
I'll tell you what, let's play our first Don Drummond track. What, Gregsy, have you been...
Shall we? Wow, what a brilliant idea.
Why have you
Absolutely
chosen...
super.
Do you know which one he's going to play?
You're going to play Rain or Shine?
We're going to play Rain or Shine.
Why
absolutely.
have you chosen this one?
Because it's really heavy and it's got a really good introduction.
And which era is this?
This would have been around 64, 65 with the Scatterlights.
Okay, so reggae is basically just beginning to emerge from the chrysalis.
Reggae didn't happen until about 69, so
All
this is well before.
Okay.
Because you've got Rocksteady in between, which is a whole other phase.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I stand corrected.
Shall we take a listen?
Yeah.
Let's take a listen.
Yeah, that was a corker. Well, that is a corker.
Yeah, it certainly is. And what a blinding,
Adam,
blinding
we're
track.
going to go very deep in Don Drummond, so we shouldn't forget why you're here, which is actually to talk to us about the fundraising to get the rest of the series up and running. Do you want to quickly tell us about that, and then we'll go back to chatting shit about Don
Okay, well,
Drummond?
so comics are really expensive to make. Think of it as like you're making a movie, basically. Very labour intensive. Everyone has to get paid. Except me, it seems.
Yeah. Join the club, mate.
So we're crowdfunding on Kickstarter at the moment. The first one was successfully crowdfunded on Kickstarter in November 2022.
Do they take a lot of money off you, Kickstarter?
Not really. I mean, they take about 9%.
All right, because some of them take 25. Don't
No.
they?
But the thing is, you want them to succeed because they're kind of a platform that you can do great stuff on. So I don't, you
don't begrudge them.
You bake that into your prices.
No. Well, also you're a publisher, so you realise that actually all that invisible work is work.
Yeah. They're giving you a platform.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. But
what should people search?
Go on Kickstarter, look up Trombone Man. You might find the first issue. But Trombone Man, a Jamaican jazz odyssey is like, you'll find it that way.
Is that Ep 2?
That's issue 2. That's live now. There's tons of merch on there, T-shirts and all sorts of crazy stuff we put together.
It looks delicious. It looks amazing. Did you do both the artwork and the lettering yourself?
No. The artwork is by Konstantinos Pistorius from Cyprus.
Yeah, wicked.
Who...
You were saying he's the bloke who took sound systems to Cyprus.
Yeah, well, he came to London. He studied... He studied at St Martin's in the 90s.
One of them, mate.
Well, yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
We've had them on the radio before.
Yeah, we have. One of our directors happens to be one of them. Not of the 90s, but yeah.
A lot of Cypriots come to study in London, and then he went back. But while he was here, he discovered Jar Shaka and Abashanti and all these sound systems. Yeah. Got totally fired up by it. Went back, built a sound system in Cyprus.
Lovely.
And got the whole thing going over there. There's now about 5 or 6 sound systems in Cyprus.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
He's been promoting the music there ever since. But he also started, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, he started doing tributes to sound system pioneers, people like King Tubby and Prince Buster and Duke Vin and all these, original guys like Coxon and Duke Reed and producers and DJs and groups. So he's done this whole body of work. So I was looking for a comics artist.
So his work in honour of all those people.
He's been doing tributes
graphic.
to that. Yeah. He was just doing like his own stuff, but he hadn't done comics. But I was looking for somebody who understood what I was trying to create, and he was already living in that universe that I wanted to. So he was kind of halfway there.
I have to ask though, why not somebody who was Jamaican or of African Caribbean
that's a really
heritage?
good question.
Because obviously it would have been more appropriate.
Absolutely. That was my number one priority, and I absolutely advertised all over in Jamaican animators groups and comics, black comics artists. Put it all over. Didn't find my artist.
All those groups exist. I mean, if we decided we want to do a sound system, like not London, but a kind of original Jamaican sound system, we could find an artist in Jamaica who...
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Well,
I mean, obviously it depends whether they get access to knowing...
I put it out there. That's what I wanted. I got a lot of pictures of, men with their underpants over their tights and capes, a lot of superhero stuff, which is, and really good. But they weren't, like on this wanting to do what I'm doing, basically. Like, I just didn't find the artist that way.
He's done a good job, Konstantinos. I mean, it's a beautifully produced thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, man, very professional, and the artwork is stunning, absolutely stunning. If you were the artist, I had a few more questions on that front. And then the lettering, did Constantine also did the lettering?
He's done the lettering as well.
Or did he use one of those typefaces?
Yeah, it's not done by hand anymore. Not like the old days.
I was partly responsible for transverting all of those lovely letterers and their handwriting into typefaces. Yeah. So most of the ones you can get out there that look a little bit like that, I would have done the conversion.
Was that a question designed to end up talking about yourself?
Probably. You do that quite a lot. No, I used to work in the industry. I'm desperately interested in graphic art.
Were you in comics?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Yeah. Well, I did a little bit of work in AD, and my missus did loads of work in AD, and then I got absconded. I hope Jenny's listening. Jen, bless you.
Is that just Jenny?
That is just Jenny. You know that one.
Okay.
Wonderful, just Jenny. Big shout out to you, my lovely, and all your wonderful family, Simon and the kids. She absconded me. She nabbed me and said, "Listen, I need someone to do some layout work for Barbie magazine." So I ended up jumping across and doing a bit of Barbie, which was equally good fun. The whole thing is just spectacular.
So you're a Barbie boy. You're a bit of a Ken on the side. You're a bit of a Ken on the side. Oh, it's all come out now.
Brilliant.
Okay, we're going to have to let you go in a moment. I am so fascinated by the Alpha Boys School. I didn't know, for instance, you've just told us that it was kind of an approved school.
It wasn't kind of, it was.
It was, okay.
It was a school for naughty boys, basically.
But
run by nuns.
But not just naughty boys. Not just. A lot of parents fought to get their kids in there for the music program.
Right.
But also because of poverty, because they couldn't afford to send them to school. You remember you had to pay for school in Jamaica back in those days, as we did in Trinidad. So it was probably because it was technically an approved school.
So it was like all those people kind of going to church and hitting the 27.
Yeah, it's how these religious sects, like the Christian sects, manage.
Church of England.
Yeah, they basically managed to.
Religious nuts.
Lots of Alpha Boys will tell you that they'll be really, make a point of saying like it wasn't all naughty boys. That's not true. Like
they were good boys there too.
There was lots of us. We just came because like our parents wanted us. Like Lester Sterling from the Scatterlights, his parents were really into music. He was already on a musical path before he went there, and his dad said, "This is the place to go to learn music." Got him into school. So there's also.
But it was free, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. Free. So I think part of the route. This happens all the time in colonized countries.
Yeah.
Certainly in the Caribbean and West Africa, why people send their children to these schools is because it's free and they're going to get an education they wouldn't be able to get otherwise. So even if it started off for naughty boys, then obviously. If it had a reputation, because by all accounts, it was a pretty amazing music school.
Baggy trousers.
So,
naughty boys and naughty girls.
I'd like to just say, before I go, I want to say something about Sister Ignatius. Do you know about Sister Ignatius?
Was she the
She was the
principal?
No, she wasn't. She ran the music department for 65 years.
Ooh, that's a long innings.
And she was this fantastic character. Basically, she was a boxing DJing nun. She had her own sound system, which is in a museum in Seattle now.
Seattle?
Where was she from? Jamaica?
She's Jamaican, yeah. And so she was mad about boxing. She used to go around in a full nun's habit and a pair of boxing gloves and spar with the boys. She was pen pals with Sugar Ray Robinson, world heavyweight or whatever weight American boxer.
This sounds like your next book, mate.
Well, she's in it. She's in it. She's a part of this comic is to include all these characters, and Margarita as well, Don's lover. I wanted to tell her story. She's a big part of it, and because women get written out of history, don't they? So we need to bring them back.
Do you talk about the whole situation with the murder and?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, because
whose murder is that?
He had lots of problems. He had his first breakdown when he was about 19. He was not given the treatment that he deserved. The mental health system in Jamaica back then was brutal.
Yeah, better than
and he was in and out.
Still kind of is.
Yeah, so he was.
And
in
in fact,
out
the very first page of the first episode is a picture of
a mental health
Bedlam,
unit.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
There we go. Bellevue, sorry, not Bedlam.
So Margarita was this fantastic character as well. She was the queen of the rumba. They were sort of like the Posh and Becks or something. Don and Margarita. They were the celebrity couple of the day, and she was from a Lebanese family, middle class family, and she ran away from that. Married a boxer from Belize. She lived a life before she'd even met Don Drummond, and then she became the self-taught rumba dancer. She was the most successful stage dancer in Jamaica at that time.
Is there a story about her after? No, I mean like her family or.
Yeah. Well, Heather Augustine, who wrote the book that I've adapted this from, she wrote. She kind of went deep into Margarita's history and met.
So I can just imagine, obviously, if she's Lebanese Syrian, there would have been a lot of like concerns about her being with a man of African heritage.
Of course, yeah.
So
that
would be a really interesting narrative as well.
Yeah,
and then obviously her domestic violence as well. So
yeah.
Sounds like someone should snap the film rights
there's a lot
up
to
almost
unpick.
immediately.
Yeah.
Adam, you got to come back when you get episode 2 on, because we could talk about this literally for hours.
Dedicate the whole show to it. Yeah.
So you're going to play one more
You're going
tune?
to play a slightly more jazzy tune. Tell us why you chose this one.
Well, the thing is that he was the biggest jazz star in Jamaica before the ska era. 10 years before that, he overnight became literally after one show, while he was only 20, he'd come out of the mental asylum and put a band together. They were all much older than him. And he performed the Don Drummond 4, and he was an overnight sensation. But there was no studios in Jamaica at that time, so this track is from a bit later, probably the early 60s, but it's probably as close to what he would have sounded like in the early 50s. So this is actually the Cecil Lloyd Quartet with Don Drummond.
Brilliant. Take it away, Gregsy. Thank you, Adam. Come back when Act 2 is up. Yeah, thank you to Adam Reeves, who came in to talk to us about the Trombone Man. And if you want to get on to... Sorry, Adam, what was the Fund Me site? Just Giving? Kickstarter. Get on Kickstarter. And look for
Kickstarter. Go to
Don
Kickstarter.
Drummond, Trombone Man. And you'll be able to get the next episode on the road. And then we will have another chat here on Portobello Radio.
I love it.
About Don Drummond.
Absolutely superb subject matter. Absolutely wonderful material.
And maybe we can even have a conversation about mental health and how that plays out. Because it's very interesting. Huh?
Mental health is wealth.
Yeah, there you go. But it also, it's really interesting how people are categorized or defined as being mentally ill. And so many of them are actually very creative people. And you kind of wonder where does that...
we are beginning to understand the positivity in neurodiversity.
Well, it's about bloody time, isn't it?
About bloody time.
Most of us are neurodivergent.
We will have Nick Burton in from Grenfell Health and Wellbeing in a little while to talk to us about something they are doing, I think, at the Venture Centre. I did have it in my back pocket, but I put it down somewhere.
Mental health.
Yeah.
Is mental wealth.
One of the things, I actually think it's an initiative where they connect, as many people around here have done, mental health and improving mental health with art and creativity.
Oh, of course, because Moira did. I bumped into Moira actually the other day. Oh, my lovely Junior. Everybody loves Junior.
We
were down. Yes, we love Junior. We were down at the college.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, that's actually Junior.
Yeah.
And we were down at Morley College.
Yeah.
And, Moira was there, and there was lots of young people coming out, and they'd been doing
the John Reese graffiti workshop.
John Reeves?
Yes. Well, was it the graffiti workshop?
The graffiti, isn't that?
That was John who was on the show.
Sorry.
That's Adam Reeves.
Yeah, I'm getting confused because the same surname. Yeah, but it's the surname Reeves. I never know who this is. Who is this?
Here we are at the Muse, and it is an exhibition that's been going on for about a week now. It's called Beyond Covers. I just dragged you, Junior, as a renowned local artist, to the mic, because what's your first impressions of it? How would you describe the show that's going on here at the moment?
Oh, you're an art critique now, are you, Junior? Oh, very nice.
No,
I'm a little bit
like a graphic designer. He's an art critic.
I find it. I kind of find it,
offensive.
No, fascinating.
Oh my! Don't put words in his mouth, Piers. Come on.
You put words in your own mouth, but you try to pass it off of mine. Well, I think it's fascinating because for years I've always, admired, book cover design, and the things that we have in this gallery, is rather refreshing to actually look at. Down to the concertina type idea of like a book.
Because essentially, it's loads of images that are beyond book covers. There've been concertinas. There's a few things like there's some embroidered stuff up there. You've got an actual kind of looks a bit medieval book in the front.
Yeah, that's actually really well done. The medieval one. You've got the little.
You don't get rubbish at the Muse, mate. It's always good stuff here.
The one behind you, which is quite interesting as well, which looks like what does it look like? It looks like something from back in the day.
Yeah, it's a micro concertina book.
No, but it also looks like something.
It looks like one of those carousels of slides.
Yes, that's it. I used to be a graphic design. Well, I used to be a computer graphics designer. Not that I can draw. Back in the early '80s, and we used to make slides, and that's what it reminded me of. Yeah, good. Back in the day.
So, Junior, would you say come on down to the Muse at the next opportunity and check out this show?
I would say that to every single person who likes graphic design, like art, like Portobello Road, to come down, check out this exhibition, and from it you can take away, guess what, an idea or two.
Have you got an idea? Does it influence you and your Afrofuturistic and graphic art?
In a way, when it comes to laying things out and to presenting your ideas, it's rather unique just to look. So people, come on down.
It's very, very intricate, so don't touch.
Yeah, keep your fingers in your pocket.
Thank you, Junior. Have you got any work available for people to see right now?
Not at the moment, but somebody is planning to do a Junglist exhibition yeah, featuring some of my work. So I'm waiting to like get stuck into that.
They couldn't do an Junglist exhibition in the UK without your work being in it, surely. That would be sacrosanct, wouldn't it? Or sacrilegious, that's the word. Sacrilegious, not sacrosanct. It's the other way around.
Yes, indeed it is. Would have been totally sacrilegious. I would have been writing to the Pope immediately.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, the Pope.
Brilliant. We look forward to seeing more of Junior's fantastic work in the very, very near future.
I love Portobello
Thank you,
Radio.
everyone.
Probably the best radio station in Ledbroke Grove.
Yeah, that was Milo, Paris 400. In a moment, we are going to... Cabs. Big shout out to Cabs. Cabs, last time we talked about Cabs, he was recovering from, being seriously ill. And I think we announced 2 or 3 weeks ago that Cabs is now fully fit. Big shout!
Yeah, massive shout out to Cabs.
Hey!
And he's now in the mic unit. He's just come out of the mic unit where he has been.
Recording a set for us. Is that going to get out this weekend?
We don't know because I'm afraid because I've been at a funeral this week, I was a little bit remiss in terms of getting everyone together.
See you soon. Cabs is leaving the building. Bye, Cabs! Later,
So, in a moment, we're delighted that Joy is in the house.
Yay,
She's
Sister
going
Joy.
to come and talk to us about some art that has been going on in the world. Next up is going to be Rachel Darcy, and we're going to play Rachel in a minute. We haven't actually got time to play the whole of this tune, but we're going to play a bit of it.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go. Shiner Williams. At last I found it. All right, are you getting on with setting Rachel up? Are you doing that, mate? Yeah, this is Agboju Logun. Shiner Williams and his African. Yeah, Portobello Radio didn't need the full 12 minutes of this tune. I still love it though. Agboju Logun, Shiner Williams.
With evil gas.
Yeah, that is Shiner Williams from the legendary Nigeria 70 album, which I advise you all to JFGI and get taste of that. It is the sound of Nigerian funk in the 70s, and you know what sound it is. William Obonyo and all the rest. Okay, we didn't need all that because
well, it was brilliant though. We all got a
our
little breather.
fantastic backstage team, the roadie Greg Weir,
well, in fact, to
was
tell you the
on
truth,
it with the assistant roadie Stephen Howie.
I think he did most of the hard work. He did, Mr. Howie.
So let's go across to Stephen Howie.
Go on.
Mate, have you turned the mic on? No, you haven't. It's on the other side. There you go. Poof, up it goes. Up it goes. Get Sister Isis to show you.
I have found a switch. Okay, we have Rachel Darcy, friend of the station, been here several times. I believe you have a live recording.
Yes, I am going to be world exclusive for Portobello Radio. It's a track from my live album, Songs for My Soho, which was recorded from my sold-out show at Crazy Cox. And it's...
where, sorry?
Where is Crazy Cox?
Crazy Cox. I know, it's a very unique name. It's in Soho, of course. And my next album is a live recording from that show. And the song I'm going to play for you is called Lullaby of Birdland. And it's
what a great song that is.
It's a fabulous standard. It's one of my favourite jazz standards. And this is a sort of updated version of it with a little bit of a trip-hop vibe, featuring Ben Como on keys and Sam Gardner on drums and me on vocals. And it's been produced by my lovely flatmate Jay Burnett, who is right here with me now.
Hi, Jay. Hello. Hello.
Hello, flatmate.
All right. So, let's have it. Should we take the underscore out?
You good to go?
All right, I can just perform live while we're setting up. That's fine. I can just do a little song on the ukulele. That's what the uke is for. Yeah, I can do that right now. So this song is called Dance For You. I wrote it for a TV show called Endeavour Morse, which I was in as the nightclub singer.
Right, that's the one. Isn't that the one with the guy who turned out bad?
Oh, I don't know. So many guys who've turned out
Lawrence
bad.
Fox.
No, Lawrence Fox is not in it. No, it's the prequel to that one. I can't remember the name of the actor in
but he was
it.
terribly good.
Yes, he was fabulous. I think it's Sean Evans.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, he was playing a young Morse, and I was the nightclub singer, which was a real stretch for me. And I wrote this song especially for the show. It's called Dance For You, and a live version of this is also going to be on my album.
Fantastic.
I won't dance for anyone, but I would dance for you. And I won't sing for anything, but I would sing for Portobello Radio. I know you're angry, baby. I'm going to make it up to you. Going to make it up to you soon. I know you're angry, baby. I'm going to make it up to you. Going to make it up to you soon. 'Cause I won't dance for anyone, but I would dance for you. And I wouldn't sing for anything, but I'm going to sing for you. I wouldn't lie for anyone, but I will lie for you. 'Cause it's a dangerous thing to be loved by a king. And these are the words of Anne Boleyn. So now you're telling me you want me to be your queen, but will you cut my head off if I get too mean? I go do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do for you. I go do-do-do-do, 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 dance for anyone, but I would dance for you. And I wouldn't sing for anything, but I'm going to sing for you. I wouldn't die for anyone, but I will die for you. Tell me where to lie, tell me what to say, tell me what to do for you. And you can break my bones, 'cause you're the song I sing between clenched teeth, and I go for you. I go for you. I would die for you, die for you, die for you, die for. Tell me where to die for you.
Yay!
Thank you.
Wow. And that is way a cereal with your mixing there, Gregory.
You don't have to
Am I getting a
say,
little bit
really.
I won't, don't worry.
Okay.
Not before my gig on April the 1st
Oh, yeah.
at Paper Dress Vintage.
Oh, nice.
Which is going to be the launch of my album,
Oh, amazing.
Songs for My Soho. And in keeping with the spirit of April Fools, it's going to be a fabulous Fools soiree. So we're going to be transforming London's favourite indie venue into a Lost World cabaret for one night only.
I like it.
And is it on Kingsland Road, just off Kingsland
Yes,
Road? Near
it's in that area. It's in that area. So I'm going to have to get my passport out to go to East
no,
London
you don't.
from Soho.
I go there regularly.
You certainly
I
need
know,
a
but
visa.
you've got an
that's for
over
sure.
60s Oyster card. You can go wherever you want, mate.
You can. You have a freedom pass, mate. You are free, baby.
Yeah.
You're free.
Yeah, I'm
Free to
absolutely
be
free.
whoever you want to be, Stephen.
Yeah, I haven't decided that yet, though.
We were going to play a track from the album because you were
Yes.
beautifully mixed, a beautiful voice, beautiful sounds, mixed by Greg Weir.
Thank you, Greg.
But, of course, you got your actual producer in the room.
Yes.
Were you going to say a quick word about the album?
Yeah, it's brilliant. No, it's all recorded live. We did do a bit of trickery at home, but it's it sounds great. It's absolutely brilliant. It's just got, it's sort of like jazz punk. I really like it. It's just like really cool.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
How do we get hold of it, Rachel? Because we're going to be going straight to Joy, who is fresh out of London's hottest galleries, to give us the arts review in a minute.
Well, if you follow me on Instagram at Rachel Darcyland and TikTok and all the social media, and also if you sign up to my mailing list and join the My Soho Club at racheldarcy.com, then you will get an email notification as soon as the album is available. It's going to be released on the 1st to coincide with my gig at Paper Dress Vintage. So also get your tickets from my website. If you use the code SOLO at the checkout, you'll get £5 off your tickets, and it's going to be an amazing night. So come down and join the party.
You are good.
Okay.
You are good.
Absolutely amazing. Wicked.
So you-
Wicked.
Absolutely brilliant.
So you're now pocket punk, yeah?
Like pocket
Yeah.
punk jazz, yeah. Like
Can we hire you to run to Market
and just a quick
Portobello
shout
Radio?
out to my mum and dad. My mum's just been going through cancer treatment, so thanks to the NHS and anyone else who's been going through that. They've been doing an amazing job. And shout out to MCDT, who I know is listening live, and all my Soho crew. And I can't wait to see you all at my gig on the 1st of April at Paper Dress Vintage.
Sounds brilliant.
That is
Absolutely
absolutely smashing. Are we going to play the tune from the album?
Shall we play your most favouriteest of all tunes, Lullaby of Birdland?
Oh,
Yes,
I love
let's
this
do
tune.
it.
Come on, what a title. What an absolute
You've
title.
got great
All right.
taste in the tunes
Yeah.
you pick.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man. I might try and just squirrel that speaker away from your microphone a bit.
Oh, okay.
And then you can monitor yourself a little bit.
Oh, I'm not singing along.
No, this is...
Oh, really? We're just going to listen to this?
Yeah,
thing?
we're just
This
listening.
is needle time,
This is
mate.
a world exclusive.
How boring. No, what we're going to do in that case is we're going to turn it up loud.
Yeah,
That's
turn
what
it
we're
up
going
loud.
to do.
Turn
So
it
if you're
up.
in the Portobello Road area, then you will definitely hear this one, Lullaby of Birdland by our most amazing
Rachel Darcy.
Rachel Darcy.
Like Darcy Street in Soho.
Yeah.
Love it.
Lullaby of birdland, that's what I always hear when you sigh. Never in my wordland could there be ways to explain in a phrase how I feel. Have you ever heard two turtle doves come on and bill and coo when they love? That's the kind of magic music we make with our lips when we kiss. And there's a weepy old willow, he really knows how to cry. That's how I cry on my pillow. If you should tell me farewell and goodbye, lullaby of birdland, whisper low, come on and kiss me sweet, and we'll go flying high in birdland, high in the sky up above, all because we are in I. Lullaby of birdland, that's what I always hear when you sigh. Never in my wordland could there be ways to explain in a phrase how I feel. Ooh, have you ever heard two turtle doves come on and bill and coo when they laugh? That's the kind of magic music we make with our lips when we kiss. And there's a weepy old willow, he really knows how to cry. That's how I cry on my pillow. If you should tell me farewell and goodbye, lullaby of birdland, whisper low, come on and kiss me quick, and we'll go flying high in birdland, high in the sky up above, all because we're in love. Flying high in birdland, high in the sky up above, all because we are in love. Thank you very much.
Yeah, what a cracking version, and that crowd enjoyed it there, and we enjoyed it now. Rachel, brilliant. Just
Thank you
remind
so
people,
much for having me.
how do people get hold of that?
How people, it's going to be on my next album, Songs for My Soho, which is coming out on the 1st of April. If you follow me on all the socials, then you'll get regular updates, and it will be available for a pre-order soon. And you can also sign up to my newsletter on racheldarcy.com.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to have Joy in a second, but we should just shoot through.
Wicked. Good luck, Rach.
Shoot
Wicked.
through some.
Lovely seeing you again. Come back and do
I'll
more.
Be back soon.
Do
I'll be
more.
back soon.
Brilliant.
Isis wants to go.
Brilliant.
We're going to just shoot through a couple of things that are happening tomorrow. If you're listening on anyway, Saturday 22nd of February, between 12 and 3, North Kensington Community Energy are having a greener living day down there at Nourish Hub.
Like it.
It's being run by my colleague on the Silchester RA, Silchester Estate Residents Association, Nasri, and she works with Dave Fuller and all the crowd down there at NKCE.
Brilliant. That's going to be down at Nourish, which is on St Anne's Road.
So it's number 1 St Anne's Road.
Wicked. Oh, wow. I was going to say, because it's so close to Bramley Road. Bramley Road turns into St Anne's Road. So, yeah, wicked.
And also, if you're talking about that little bit of town, there's some new people in at Stewart Arms. The Stewart Arms is that boozer on the pavement right there by Shepherd's Bush roundabout.
We pass it often, don't we, on
our bikes? We
our
pass it on our way to the Irish Cultural Centre. It's where the bacon shop used to be, where the Russian tourist board in tourists used to be. I can't remember what's on there. There's a little parade of 3 shops. The Stewart Arms has been taken over, and Tommy's Kennedy, great friend of this show, used to be a big promoter around these parts when we had places to promote. Tommy Kennedy is doing stuff down there. They have got karaoke starting immediately. They're going to have blues afternoon. So Stewart Arms, stick your head in, see what's going on. Have you got any what's ons in the neighbourhood?
Well, no, actually, what I wanted to do was shout out a very, very important date, which is the 21st of February. Not only would it have been my mother-in-law's,
23rd.
Huh? No, today, 21st.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
Hello?
Yeah. No.
So, anyway, it is
He'll cut that out.
50th anniversary of the murder of Malcolm X today.
Is it?
No, I mean, his name was actually Al-Haji Al-Malik Shabazz is his Muslim name, also known as Omowale, his Yoruba name. So he was murdered on this day 50 years ago. I think we know the story.
Where was he murdered?
He was murdered in Harlem in the
club.
No, it was a famous ballroom where he was doing a speech. He'd just come back from I think he'd been visiting in Africa at that time because he'd already been to Mecca. He was already Hajj, and he came back and he was murdered in that ballroom. And I'm pretty certain it was in Harlem because he did a lot of his.
Who killed him?
Well, basically, the guys who they framed for his murder didn't murder him. It was somebody who was commissioned by the what do you call them? The CIA. Basically, it was the CIA. It was the state.
Yeah, you call them the CIA.
So I wanted to play a little clip of one of his speeches. Democracy is hypocrisy, because I call it demon crazy, because democracy is the biggest load of bullshit ever. There was there's Greeks, and their democracy, it never existed in reality. It's one of those what our George Orwell would call doublespeak. And he did a really short speech here on democracy is hypocrisy. And then I've got a lovely song by Miriam Makeba, and then we'll go into Joy.
Right, I thought we were going to get a no sellout Malcolm X. No sellout Malcolm X.
No sellout
Malcolm X.
Today with no badge or no white skin or no white sheet or no white anything else. The police the same way. They put their club upside your head and then turn around and accuse you of attacking them. Every case of police brutality against a Negro follows the same pattern. They attack you, bust you all upside your mouth, and then take you to court and charge you with assault. What kind of democracy is that? What kind of freedom is that? What kind of social or political system is it when a black man has no voice in court, has nothing on his side other than what the white man chooses to give it. My brothers and sisters, we have to put a stop to this. And it will never be stopped until we stop it ourselves. They attack the victim. And then the criminal who attacked the victim accuses the victim of attacking him.
Yes, sir.
This is American justice.
Yes, sir. That's right.
This is American democracy.
Yes,
and those of you who are familiar with it know that in America, democracy is hypocrisy.
Right.
Now, if I'm wrong, put me in jail. But if you can't prove that a democracy is not hypocrisy, then don't put your hands on me.
Yes.
I was just going to reiterate, democracy is hypocrisy. But he said it better than I ever could. Here we go, Miriam Makeba.
We'd like to point out that contributions of the individuals
who's not so little anymore.
and not necessarily
Bongi.
the
She
thoughts
wrote a
of this
song
radio station.
about a great man. I say a great man because it was a black man who fought for liberation, for the liberation of black people. Ladies and gentlemen, Malcolm X. Everybody seems to be preaching revolution, though no one ever seems to show appreciation to that man over there who brought about a new generation. Yeah, to that man who brought about a new black nation. Remember Malcolm? Do you remember him, Malcolm? Yeah, brother Malcolm. Don't you know he was a great man? Oh yeah, oh yeah. He tried to keep people away from oppression. For liberation, and to that man with a gun took away his devotion. He left his wife and kids without protection. Do you remember Malcolm? Do you remember him, Malcolm? Yeah, brother Malcolm. Don't you know he was a great man? Oh yeah, oh yeah. It seems life and death seem to go together. With love for me in my heart, Malcolm will live forever. Especially when I think about the blackness he reflected. I said especially when I think about what he represented. Do you remember Malcolm? Do you remember him, Malcolm? Oh yeah, brother Malcolm. Don't you know he was a great man? Yeah. I said yeah. Do you remember Malcolm? Do you remember him, Malcolm? Yeah, brother Malcolm. Don't you know he was a great man?
Yeah, that is. That is Miriam Makeba, isn't it?
Who else would it be?
Yeah, it might
With that
not.
beautiful, beautiful voice. Yeah, that was Malcolm X. And just to repeat, democracy is hypocrisy. And somebody even said fuckery. Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely fuckery, but it's maybe the only fuckery in town. Moving swiftly on, because we can discuss that.
No, we're not going to discuss it. There's no point discussing it. We're not going to discuss it.
The next 484. Well, hopefully we'll be getting the public
funding.
vote, and we'll be getting the funding.
Yes, and we can have some
to
sessions.
Have these
yes,
big
have these
old debates right in front of an audience of you guys out there, our friends, neighbours, and loved ones in W10
and enemies.
And
don't forget the
W11.
enemies. The enemies
And
are always
our
part.
frenemies.
Enemies are always part of the crew.
Yeah.
They're always in the house.
Now, Nick Burton has sent a message saying he has to send his apologies. He can't come in to chat to us this evening as he's just sprained his ankle after slipping on the pavement. It's like ironic for someone from Grenfell Health and Wellbeing.
Well, I know maybe,
but
maybe
people
he's.
in an NHS can hurt themselves.
But also maybe it's to do with the lack of cleaning of the pavements. Who knows? I mean, I slipped over in. When did I go? I think it was in December. I went to the National Archives to where we've got the Kelso Cochrane files open, as you know, and we are going in and taking out information and stuff. So I went with Millie. Big shout out to Millicent, his niece. And on my way to Kew, there was all leaves, and I slipped on them. I didn't really hurt myself. I had a little cut on my knee. But the point is, they're not looking after the streets the way they used to, are they?
No.
They're leaving the leaves on them. People slipping over, old folk and stuff.
Anyway, it's possible that a lady called Christy will come in and chat to us about what Nick was going to talk to us about. But we just need to tell you that next Thursday, the 27th of February, from 5:30 till 7 o'clock, we have a gig at the North Kensington Resource Centre, Lancaster West Estate. Everyone is welcome, and it is Grenfell. I had a meeting with Nick and Moira the other day. Grenfell Health and Wellbeing really feel that, you know, we need, if we're going to grab this moment, we need a community check-in.
And you do.
All right, great. Gregsy is back. I can stop waffling. Isis, why don't you have a quick chat with Joy about what's going on in the art world?
Oh, so you are opting out, are you? Because you know this particular place.
No, I don't. All right.
Some sort of nepotism going on with your
No,
brethren
I just thought my voice had been going
I think
to
it was just pure coincidence that he happens to know the curator of the show.
So,
I don't know. Piers seems to know everyone. I don't know. Somehow he knows every effing person you can think of. They know Piers.
Well, the reason why it's interesting. Well, I chose this show because of the time.
So we better say which show we're talking
So
about.
I went to an exhibition called Outlaws: Fashion Renegades of the 1980s, and it's at a beautiful little place in Southwark. And by the way, if you go there, you get to London Bridge Tube Station. Do not go to Southwark because you'll be lost. But it's a nice little museum. It's fashion and textiles. So it's looking at how the young people of that time, of the 80s, late 70s and 80s, came out of colleges, of universities, right, with virtually nowhere to go to sort of harness their talents. Now, this is a shout out to young people. Guess what happens when you've got no one to back you? Back yourselves.
Hey.
You hear that? Back yourself.
But do your thing, whatever it is, and back yourselves. This is exactly what they did. They set up their little collectives of artists and fashion designers and tailors, and they sold their wares in Camden Market. They sold their wares in what was Kensington Market, Hyper. But
on the King's Road.
On the King's Road.
Them was the days. They
Both
were
of
glory
them.
days.
No,
glory
actually,
days.
Beaufort Market was more 70s, wasn't
Right.
What, the one on King's Road?
Yeah.
Well, I was going in the early 80s. I bought quite a few things there.
Right.
Did you?
So it went all the
Still
way.
got 'em?
I used to bunk school and go down there.
Right then. Somebody knows something because you were there.
I certainly was.
Right. So the whole exhibition kind of centers around a fashion designer group, Body Map, Rachel Oban, Pam Hogg, Michael Clark, who was a design choreographer, and Boy George and Lee Bowery. Now, the reason why Lee Bowery is heavily featured in it, and I can understand why, it's because a lot of his work, he's prolific in what he produced in terms of his output, his fashion pieces. And
on the other hand, most of them, of course, were done by other people, but he wore them. I mean, isn't the famous one with the two sets of eyes?
That's right. So he wore them.
Alexander McQueen.
Yeah. So he wore them. He publicised them. But there are lots of pieces, and in that exhibition there's quite a few pieces, not just of his pieces, but other pieces. And there's another thing about, if you make things, if you're into crafting and if you're not on the designer level, keep them. If you don't, what you sell, you keep, if you can keep it, or give it away to people who are going to be custodians. And I've got my notebook with me, people.
What's his, sorry?
Keep a notebook of what you do,
and
they had little Polaroid photographs of what they designed, where they'd been, right? It was like a diary. And I thought, that's really interesting. That's what you should be doing.
Sorry, this man, what was his style? Always.
Well, it was very.
Lee
She
Barry.
doesn't know.
So I don't know who he is, but
right.
So
if you think about Boy George,
right? That stuff.
But no, actually,
he makes Boy George look like a vicar.
Exactly. I can say that to you now. Much more cutting edge and outlandish and how can I say?
Avant-garde.
Avant-garde is a good word. If you think about the avant-garde, if you look that up, young people, if you don't know what that word means, and look up that kind of era of art. However, going back to it, John Galliano, John Flett, Browns, all those designers and young people decided that was it. We have to make something with what we've got and use our talents. And they didn't necessarily all have fashion degrees. Some of them were women, self-taught. As I said, Pam Hogg is in there. But what I really liked about it was seeing the pieces, what they made. Is as good as any other haute couture kind of designer house.
You do love threads, though, don't you?
Yeah,
you
threads.
love a textile.
Right. You know why? Because we are what we wear, okay? And what we listen to. So the other interesting thing about the exhibition was they had like a whole timeline of every club that had ever opened, right, from the late 60s right down till the 80s, which gave you the kind of like the combination of clubbing, design, what you wore. It was like a crossover. The music you listened to and what you wore.
What?
And the whole seat, go on.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I want to. What is going on at the moment? Because this exhibition, which one of the curators is a guy called Martin Green, who was very much one of the DJs who played back in the 80s and the early 90s, played that unbelievably eclectic kind of, a bit of punk followed by a bit of easy listening kind of vibe. But you've got this show there. You've got Lee Bowery is about to open at the Tate Modern.
Right.
The Tate Modern is doing a huge retrospective of Lee Bowery.
Right.
This week, the Face exhibition opened at the National Portrait Gallery.
So what are we just harking back to the 80s?
Why are we obsessed with like 1981 to 1983?
Well, because we've done. It keeps coming around and around. Remember, in the 80s when we decided that like the mod stuff would come back, and we all started wearing mini skirts and
black stuff,
and
leggings and
stilettos
nice pointy boots,
and then we had the
silver buckles and stuff like that.
And
pixie boots, and then we had the new romantic stuff. We were all going around with the frilly shirts and whatever else,
Right.
So Adam Ant and the sailor thing. What?
We're obsessed with those 4 years, 79 to 83.
But maybe it's about time that it had its what is it, 40-something years on now?
It's its time.
Maybe it's had its time.
42,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
there you go.
It's its I agree with Isis. It's its time, right?
Yeah.
But also, as I said right at the beginning of this, it's a time of super creativity. There is a little bit of harking back to some things, right, in terms of tailoring, right? But it's super creativity. It's saying, look what we can do with what we've got. And we can go further than that. And then you've got the mix over with the crossover, and put it better than that. Young people, everybody in the house, young or old, the mixtape of music, fashion, and art. And what we're saying at that time, because lots of us in this room were a part of it, right? What we were all saying at that time was, look at us, look what we can do. If you're the mainstream, and I'm looking at the mainstream thinking, what the hell's that?
Because everybody was wearing those horrible shoulder pads back then, the mainstream, and those
Princess
silly
Diana
hair,
and
and
I don't know, kind of like Chanel red lipstick, and it was a backlash to that.
Yeah.
But also, look how creative we can get without nothing.
So, Isis, do you have an appropriate tune?
Do I have an appropriate tune?
You maybe Weasel's
you
rap
should.
on the B-side of Karma Chameleon.
That would be quite
Is that
good.
Weasel?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Weasel.
On the dub side of Karma Chameleon.
So you want Karma Chameleon?
Dub side.
Well, what is it called?
Karma Chameleon dub. Ladies and gentlemen, we urge you not to log on to Spotify and have that endless stream of great tunes. Stick with us. Where Isis will try and find a tune on Spotify.
I don't know if they've even got Karma Chameleon dub on there. Has anyone got a copy of that?
It might do.
I don't think you're going to find it on Spotify. It's got to be YouTube.
What do you call it? What's the big
one?
ones called? The 40, not the 45. The other ones. The
12 inches.
The 12-inch ones had it. I remember they even had that.
So
Yeah.
I also thought it was active resistance, which I'm going on to quickly.
Yeah, go on.
It's also
Save
an
us,
active
save us.
Yeah,
someone
it was
needs to,
also
don't
an act of resistance as well, because at the end of the day, if you're looking at what was going on around you as a young, normally young people react, resist, revolt, whatever you want to say, but you want to go off and do your own thing, basically. So there was a bit of active resistance going on there, and they documented it. They photographed it. They made music around it. They wore their clothes, so on and so forth. Yeah.
Thank you, Joy. Shall we have a quick tune?
Yeah. Well, I'll put on Karma Chameleon, but I've got a live version. How about that?
No, can't have that. No, stop it.
Dub version. I can't
Just
find
play
the dub.
what you were going to play anyway.
I can't find the dub.
Play one of these tunes that's going to win the road march.
No, I'm not going to play that yet because we're playing that next week. I'm just going to play a new one, a new dance hall one.
So I told them, said, Pammy and Tammy.
Pamputa and Tammy.
Seems like never gonna try and get a Grammy.
Tammy, me tell them how it go. I saw it go. It's like Christmas come when I pull up here. My man a stop, tell my bum a good up. Attitude think feel shiver. Talk to me nice, I'm a good. In one tie. What you mean if him want up my body? Huh? Need me. You better know them can't do without Tommy. In one tie. Like close him one dip on my body. Him know me, I'm a friend in my body. I inherited the goods, that's my ear curl and my mama say, see a credit, nothing expand. You get it, you're related, a brand new man. Me serious, I'm a good, it's a mad some man. A boy can't get my if him not have a money plan. A bad girl, this me at a female dad. Him on the fat up on the front seat of the van. This me tell him on the belly pin my knee, now my hand. Boy, slow it down when you put the I let it slow wine and then him I know he's blessed, yo, I had to baptize him. Me done tell him, say it's all about the timing. In one tie. What you mean if him want up my body? You need me. You better know him can't do without Tommy. In one tie. Like close him one dip on my body. You need me. Him know me, I'm a friend in my body.
Ready for bust up in your thing like a hussy. Me no hand and no science and no pussy. The hardware and lumber get you busy. Ready for put it on you fi make you dizzy. I have the real kind of skill right here to revive you. The way the thing fat girl you make me have to bribe you. Your ex is a fool kind couldn't analyze you. You're done with the boy and him start to despise you. The way you hot girl me have to get your body. Me no care if Hattie or your daddy. Tight up me no like nothing saggy. Straight rich got me done with raggy.
You know the bad girl a come. Them have to pack up and run. You know the bad girl a come. Them have to pack up and run. Stick a pin. Me no borrow clothes off a ring. From me I the yanni, me I do my hustling. Me no new to the thing, make a school for the thing. If me make a one call, then I put it in thing. Warning. If you get a ounce, I'm a guzzy. Nobody takes it, nobody frowns, I'm a guzzy. I want mama say enough for fret, I'm a guzzy. I want man, I see him, some do it. If men not like you, men not care how much money you a spend, how much bank book you have, which girl you the bang. Ma have my own money, so me not look no friend. My bills them pay plus my rent. In one tie. What you mean if him want up my body? You need me. You better know him can't do without Tommy. In one tie. Like close cause him want dip on my body. Him know me and my friend in my body.
Hello, yes.
Yes,
that was absolutely brilliant. It's Isis. What was that tune, mate?
Him Want I. It's
Right.
a whole bunch of people. Pam Poetti, Tina, Tammy, Cutty Ranks, you know. All of us women out there know about that.
Yeah.
Him a want I, and we no want him.
Brilliant. Well, the good news is we can tell you that Christy, who is Nick's colleague at Grenfell Health and Wellbeing, is in the house. So we're going to talk to her in a minute.
Right.
But Joy, you have been to somewhere else, haven't you?
Right, so I'm just going to give you a quick preview. Basically, there'll be International
Da,
Women's
da,
Day.
da.
Dun, dun, dun. International Women's Day on the 7th of March, going on to, is it the 11th of...
Well, it's a month.
The private view, where you're performing, is on the 11th.
Yeah, but basically, there is going to be an International Women's Day exhibition, women artists at Morley College in North Kensington, Warnington Road. The preview is on the 7th of March, 6 to 8 p.m. And then there is a film, Take Over Isis.
Yeah, on the 15th in the afternoon, Revision Film Seasons, which was started by myself and Joe, which is now expanded to include lots of women, including Joy, Ilaria, and some other young women, some of whom you might know. We're reintroducing ourselves, because we started off doing our screenings at the wonderful Tim's pop-up cinema, and of course we lost that and we lost Tim, so we kind of lost our home. So we're coming back now, and we will be screening a film that was made locally by young people at Octavia Foundation called Hidden Her Stories, which talks about the lives of Jayabeen Desai, the trade unionist, the Asian Indian, I think.
Oh, what, the lady from Grunwick?
Yeah, from the Grunwick strike. Amy Ashwood Garvey, who of course we know there's a plaque up to her, and she was the honourable.
Didn't she live in St Charles Square or something?
No, but she was on the plaques up on what's it called, Bassett Road, number 1 Bassett Road. And then, of course, there is Octavia Hill, who obviously Octavia, she founded the National Trust and the Octavia.
Undertool tone. The underscore's a bit loud.
Shall I talk really loud over the underscore? And of course, Claudia Jones, the one and only mother in many ways of Carnival, at least the Carnival energy, although she didn't found the Notting Hill Carnival. And I always quote Claudia, a people's art is the genesis of their freedom.
Yep.
Right.
No grant application is complete without it.
Exactly.
Joy, give us a shout out then.
I'm going to shout out to Greg. Right, to, what's your name? Adam.
He's
Christine.
Nick Corsten in the house.
Isis, and also to Martin Green and James Lawler and NJ Stevenson from the Fashion and Textile Museum for curating this amazing exhibition. Go and see it. There are concession tickets. Yes, people.
We like a concession.
You have to trek down there, but it's worth the trek. Okay.
How long is it going on for?
It's going on until the 9th of March.
All right, so it's the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
Get on down.
Get on down and go and see it. Okay, get inspired.
Fantastic.
Be inspired. Be the inspiration. Do your thing.
Do your thing.
Whatever it is, right?
Do it.
Get up in the morning, have a cup of tea or not.
Get up in the morning.
Or some juice.
Slaving for
Or a big spliff.
Yeah, whatever it is you do, get up and be inspired. Do not take on board only control your controllables.
All right.
Right, I like that one.
Thank you, Joy. Can we have Can you give us a minute of this track and we'll talk to Christy, who's coming to tell us about Thursday's gig at Lake West Resort Centre. I don't care about the floor, baby. Yeah, Gregsy, who's that? That sounds like Bootsy.
You know that. It's exactly that. George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic.
Yeah.
Oh, my days. Brilliant. Absolutely superb.
Yeah, right. You're going to have to turn it down because it's such groovy music.
It's too groovy for words. Yeah, you know what? We're going to switch it up,
on
actually,
the word
because I was planning to do that at the end of this track anyway.
All right.
Because we haven't had enough reggae in this particular show. So, I think, apart from the Sky thing at the beginning. Sky thing? I don't know.
Christy, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
you have come in because Nick has sprained his ankle or something.
Yes.
Actually, tell us about your relation. You're part of Grenfell Health and Wellbeing. I've not met you. I've met.
I know.
Many
I've
of the
been
others.
one of the therapists who's been sitting in her office for getting out in the community more and more. But yeah, I've been with the service since it started. Was working in some other services locally before then. But yeah, so we're doing our thing.
And just people. You know what? Sometimes people have heard of something, but they've heard of it so much they don't quite know what it does.
Yeah.
Tell us what Grenfell Health and Wellbeing does.
So we are the NHS service that was set up after the tragedy to support the community, particularly in their well-being and their emotional well-being and mental health. And we do everything from individual therapy to family therapy to support with things like housing, getting a schedule back in your life, doing some creative art stuff to feel better so it doesn't all have to be, it's not all about talking. We've got a gardening group, we've got some fabulous kids groups, a whole ton of things.
And people, you don't have to live on Lancaster West Estate to access Grenfell Health and Wellbeing.
No, not at all.
A lot of people who live within 500 metres will have been alerted to the new initiatives. We won't go on about them now because we want to talk about next Thursday.
Yes. We see people from actually all across the borough and in fact all across the country. We've got some people who are moved way up north and we provide them online services and so forth. So yeah, but certainly the event that we're having next week is called a community check-in, and it's the second in what we hope will be a long-running series of kind of one-off events, but they'll all have some similarities to them. So we really noticed that there was a lot of burnout amongst people coming to the service and amongst the people supporting them. So there's so many amazing organizations in the community, and I think even a lot of the people working or volunteering there were feeling quite there's an awful lot that's in limbo. Living in limbo is hard, and this community is living with a lot of limbo, and we know that that's going to continue for quite a few years to come. So basically we are wanting to, I guess, use our facilitation skills to bring people together, to help them connect and maybe reconnect in ways that they might have been connected better a few years ago, to share, to do some art together. Basically, it's like a bit of a checkup for your mental health, your neighbor's mental health, although we're not really going to use mental health words. It's like, we're not going to be asking each other, are you depressed? It's just going to be really just sharing time together, doing some enjoyable things, and yeah.
So this is next Thursday for an hour and a half at the North Kensington Resource Centre, which is, I don't know if you haven't been there, it's such a beautiful little building with this. We did a lot of Sounds of Latimer there, and it's got this fabulous little, I don't know, it's almost like a stage. It's like the Globe Theatre in Southwark.
Yeah.
Is it just next Thursday, or is it going to be every Thursday? Because I know a lot of the things you do, like the wellbeing stuff at Lanc West in Baseline every Monday morning, and things like the Thursday lunches are very regular.
Exactly.
Is this a regular event or a one-off?
It's not. It's a sort of series of one-off, so it's not on any regular schedule yet. If there's a demand for that, we will make that happen. But we're going to have a couple more coming up in March, I think very possibly on the 26th of March during the daytime.
Cool.
So we'll come back with more details about that. But yeah, this is, although it's on, as you said, although it's on Lanc West Estate, it's for literally anybody who is able to show up and wants to. There is limited space, so first come, first serve.
Cool. How do people get in touch with Grenfell Wellbeing?
They can, boring as the answer is, Google us is the easiest way.
Nice.
We've got a really, I think, quite accessible, readable website that was redeveloped with people who use and have used our service and other community members. So really easy to self-refer, or you can find our number through Google Maps, whatever.
Or go down the Baseline and just ask.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Christy.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Nick Corson's in the house. Have you got something to say? No, great.
He's just in the house.
Thank you so much, Christian. We send our best, Nick, if you're listening. I hope your sprained ankle isn't too bad.
Yeah, hopefully it's a very light
I hope you
one.
can still use the throttle on your Porsche.
Take care. Stay home in bed
Yeah.
for the weekend.
And I hope Denny turns up with the keys to your garage where there are apparently 25 bikes. And I'm trying to get one of those, but...
Sounds brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Vampire start walk a day, them no free the night. I saw the youngsters I take a life. One more go down tonight. I see to stop it.
Mate. Yeah. That's what happens if you let Gregsy get
Piers, you're a murderer.
Murderer.
Brilliant.
I was
Absolutely
hoping
brilliant.
for a little bit of echo on that. Murderer.
yeah, no, I'm not ready for that. I tell you, it's not live, man. It's not live.
No, it's live radio coming live and direct from the Muse Gallery, where there's a fantastic show called Beyond Covers. It's on for another 2 weeks, I would say, probably. Can't read backwards. My reading 9th of March it ends.
Yes, indeed. And
Come
most
and
of
check
the
it
artists
out.
on the list that are presenting their wonderful art here have
And
been
one of them's
on
just
this
leaving, Eleni.
amazing radio show. So,
and
yeah,
she,
man.
of course, a lady like many of the artists who
Oh, yes.
were Muse residents at one point.
Indeed.
Just Google a Muse, check out the residence. The residency has been going on for 20 years. It set so many people off running into the arts world. As our mate Nick Corson from Steamco, check them out. You're going to grab a mic and just talk creativity with us?
I'm going to talk about creativity. I'm going to tell you about an amazing thing I did last night. Have you heard of the You Me Bum Bum train? Have you heard of that?
No.
Well, you've been missing out, guys.
Sounds
So
a bit
basically, it's a 5-star theatrical show that runs in the West End. I can't tell you where because I'm
Oh,
under
is this the one
non-disclosure.
that all the stars go to?
Well, no, ordinary people.
Like you, ordinary
check
people
this
like
out.
you, Nick.
Every night, there's take this. Just stop it, Isis. Just listen, please. I'm talking. Behave yourself. So basically, every night, 500 people in the cast and crew put on a show which consists of 30 scenes that are about 3 minutes long, and the audience is one person at a time, called a passenger. And they start at one end, they go through these tunnels, go into different rooms and different scenes that are acted out and delivered. It's off the scale. It's a 5-star show. It's
Where
the
is
third
it?
time I can't tell you, it's under disclosure. But if you look up You Me Bum, no, now listen, all the tickets sold out. It's only 70 people a night can go. All the tickets sold out in like 10 seconds. 120,000 people applied. They're making money for War Child and another charity that is an umbrella charity for charities. But the real exciting thing is they still have volunteer opportunities. So if you want to go and be a stage manager, you can do level 1 MVQ in stage management. You can go and do cleaning. You can go and be So last night, I went with my 2 sons. Can't tell you what we did, but it was off the scale serendipitous. And there's 1 more month going. They just started again the other night. It runs until the 4th of April, I think. Would you recommend it?
Absolutely.
You've never been, but you think it's exciting. It sounds good. So check it out. You Me Bum Bum Train. It's the most amazing human experience. As Isis just said, and this lovely lady here said, it's all about inspiration. It's about art. It's about creativity.
Joy.
It's about reconnecting our communities, our country and our families, and building another great Britain on the back of creativity and art. That's what I say. You down with me? You down with that? You down with that?
I am actually.
She's gone a bit quiet. So thank you for giving me a plug. But I'm just blown away by it. And I just think everybody
That's
should go. It's free
fantastic.
as well. You can go and volunteer for free.
How do people follow you, though, Nick?
Me? Well, nobody can follow me. Nobody can keep up with me, mate. I tell you,
That was my
hang
whole
around.
point. That was
And
my whole point.
Next time I come, I'll
No.
tell you, I'm doing a festival this summer, 6th to 10th of August, #Our Art Camp in Eastnor Castle. 1,000 people. I've just got to sign off for that as well. So, yeah. Should we put another hour on this show and just talk about me, shall we?
No, because we've got to talk about her. Tell us what you're doing over the weekend.
Well, actually, I just want to shout out that tomorrow afternoon between 4 and 6, the Speak Your Truth show on Faferity Radio is on with me, the Eclectic Goddess, and the wonderful Amber Joy, one of our Portobello Radio posse. And we will be doing part 2 of our 2025 Carnival Calypso and Soca shows.
So wait a minute, when you come and do next Friday with your carnival...
No,
carnival
next Friday.
It's not, well, we're getting sloppy seconds here.
No, there's so much music that you won't. There'll be maybe one or two that we'll play that we've played over the previous 2 weeks, but we're focusing next week on our special carnival show, looking at predictions as well. We're hopefully going to have Pandiva in. Pandiva, are you listening? I've been trying to get hold of you.
I need
Pandiva.
We're going to get Smokey. We're going to be talking about
we want to know
who is going to win the Road March. And I think, have we not got the winner of the Road March the last 3 years, Greg Z?
On the last Pandiva show, or...
No, on this show we've got at least 2 out of 3.
Oh, I see. You're talking about the predictions, because Smokey did a prediction 3 years ago. Was it Stage Gone Mad or something? I can't remember which one it was.
Did that win?
Well, the one he predicted did win, actually.
There you
And
go.
then the year after that, and then I don't know if last
there was
year.
a surprise winner of the year.
Yeah, I don't
that.
know who predicted for last year, but yeah.
Anyway, tune in to Portobello Radio.
Next Friday, it's all about Carnival, because it's Carnival's late in Trinidad this year, so it's kicking off.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not there.
It's Easter that's late. That's why Carnival's late.
Well, it is what it is.
Tune in to Portobello Radio. We've got fantastic DJs tomorrow afternoon. They all seem to be a little bit confused by the calendar. So some of the people from next week are this week, and some of the people from this week are next week.
That's how we do on Portobello Radio. We just don't know what we're doing.
But we would really urge you to. We've got an absolutely spanking brand new show. It's at 9. The rewind's at 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. It's Maghreb Voices.
Oh, yeah.
I like the sound of that.
No, it's 3 of our Moroccan brothers. And in their pilot episode, which you can tune into at 9 a.m. on Sunday morning, they introduced themselves. And Greg, you were there in the room. Actually, you were kicked out.
I was, because it was because it's a tiny room, and there was already 3 of them. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. They're great stories of arriving in London, UK from Morocco, and how sort of their lives unfold. It's so interesting how their messages of integration and their inspiring chats about their love and respect for the UK, and also their love and respect for North Africa. You know, the whole thing is just mental. It blew me away. Totally blew me away.
Anyway, that's going to be a regular show. We'll probably play it again next week because, as most of you will know, Ramadan starts on March the 1st, and the second show will be coming in 10 days after Eid. So
yeah, that's right.
So it'll be a blessed show because it will be happening during Ramadan.
No, it won't be happening in Ramadan.
That's the point.
No, we've got the pilot now before Ramadan, and then they.
Oh, so you're doing them right? You're skipping Ramadan, basically.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Well, they didn't want to do it in Ramadan. They thought they'd be a bit exhausted, and if they weren't exhausted, they'd be breaking fast.
Oh, I see. Because the time, yeah.
Yeah, which is fair enough. It's brilliant. So we're going to look forward to another show, the next edition.
So there's a little break,
April.
and then so some anticipation and excitement for the next part.
Bit of bated breath, but it's a great pilot. It's a brilliant show. Check it out, 9 a.m. Sunday morning, followed by the repeat of this show once I've tidied up all the crap.
Oh yeah, there's always a lot of crap to tidy up.
Followed by Alan and Aidan talking on Flipside about 90s films.
Yes, which is quite good fun,
including Swing Kids, which is a movie that I turned them on to about the Zazu in Paris.
You do get a credit. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yes, it's all about peers as usual.
I'm quite flushed actually because I'm apparently on the wall at the National Portrait Gallery as part of the Face exhibition.
Oh, for God's sake! It really is all about you, isn't it? This is what I'm. We're going to do something about this, Greg. Come on.
I love it. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So get yourself down there, do a selfie next to Piers' face. And I don't know, maybe somebody will join the crew that seems to follow you around, writing rude words against your photographs and pictures. I seem to remember the word wanker or something.
In fact, but no, you know what? We really
name on the wall up there.
really should have some kind of competition for the best photograph of somebody photographing themselves next to Piers.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, maybe we can find something to give them. Listeners, go down to the. Is it the Tate? Modern or Britain?
No, I think it's either the National Gallery or the National Portrait Gallery.
Oh, the National Portrait Gallery.
I don't want it's just, I'm afraid, just my name. It's not a picture. So
I see. Okay.
So you can just cross it out with a Sharpie.
Somebody will.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody will. Just Stop Oil will do that.
Yeah, and then somebody's going to arrest you for inciting criminal damage.
Kids, we need to get the chuff out of here. We're well over, man. Yeah, so it's been fantastic. It's been a great fun show. Thank you to all our guests. Thank you to everybody who's participated in this
playing out with something
chaos.
from
Taj Mahal and Kebmo. It's a new album.
Before we play that, thank you to all the guests we've had. Thank you to Adam Reeves.
Yes.
Thank you to Greg Cowan, who's doing the show, the talk on Captain Eric's boat Wednesday at midday, did he say? Thank you so much to Rachel Darcy, whose record's coming out. Thanks to Christy, who is part of Grenfell Health and Wellbeing's show on Thursday. Thanks to Nick for
getting in there.
That's it. Nick bonkers.
We're going somewhere secret he can't talk about.
Slipping himself in. And to Joy, of course, for her review.
Indeed. Absolutely spectacular. Thank you, everybody, boys and girls, for joining us. We'll catch up with you again on this time next week with 4 o'clock UK time.
Yep, for the Carnival special. This one is Waiting on the World to Change by Taj Mahal and Kebmo.
Amazing. Let's have it.
Beautiful track.
Have a good weekend.
My friends, we're all misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing, and there's no way we ever could. Now we see everything that's going wrong with the world and those who lead it. We just feel like we don't have the means to rise above and beat it. So we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. The system when we're standing at a distance, so we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change.
Now if we had the power to bring our neighbors home from war, they would have never missed a Christmas, no more ribbons on the door. And when you trust your television, what you get is what you got. Cause when they own the information, they can bend it all they want.
That's why we're waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Not that we don't care, we just know that the fight ain't there. So we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. And we're still waiting, waiting on the world to change. Keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. One day the younger generation is gonna rule the population. So we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change.
This album is really good, actually, this Taj Mahal album. It's worth listening to.
What's all the fuss about? Why can't people just get along? Maybe we all talk about all the good we got going on. Everybody knows there's a
Portobello Talk Radio. Listen every Sunday between 9 a.m. and midday on TuneIn and the website www.portobelloradio.com. Listen live or on Mixcloud. It's so dang